Hello everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel. In today's video, I will be revealing episode 9 of the Elevate with Ankara, and I am going to be revealing my spring jacket that I made. So if you want to hear and see all about this project, please continue to watch. Hello friends, thank you so much again for stopping by the channel, and welcome to the 9th episode of Elevate with Ankara. That is being hosted by myself and Cherie of Cherie Thomas. My name is Talisha, and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and if you're new to watching, I do welcome you and I hope you consider subscribing. And thank you to all of my returning subscribers for coming back and for your continued support. And before I get started, I do want to apologize for not getting this video out when I was supposed to. I totally misjudged like my sewing time with the time needed to travel to Houston for the Black History Month Pattern Designers Challenge meetup. That was so fun, by the way, and I will be sharing that on my channel when I get up to par. But yeah, and then when I would return, I got sick. But then when I recovered from being sick, I lost my voice out of nowhere. And so that's where I am right now. And I couldn't record when I was sick because I was sick. And I couldn't record when I lost my voice because I had no voice. And I just got it back. So I am taking advantage of this opportunity, even though I sound a little hoarse, to go ahead and get this video recorded so that I can go ahead and share this. But after all that, I am still here. I am here to share my jacket with you now. Because of my voice being out, I'm going to try to not make this a long video because I want to preserve my voice, but I'm going to do this as quickly as I can to get out the pertinent information. Okay, so again, this is the 9th episode of Elevate with Ankara. If you don't know anything about this series, this is a series that Cherie and I started on our channels, and we are showcasing Ankara fabrics. Each episode has a different theme, or we'll either have an interview that is centered around Ankara fabric, along with showcasing how we elevate our mix with Ankara. For this episode, Cherie and I both made spring jackets, and Cherie's video has been live on her channel since this past Tuesday, I believe. So please make sure that you head over to her channel and watch it if you haven't done so already. And I will also link the playlist to all of the episodes down below if you want to go through those if you haven't had a chance to. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video. Whenever Cherie and I plan out our makes for the different, or garments I should say, for the different episodes, we make a preview video and we showcase different patterns that we may use and why. I showcase several different patterns for the jackets, spring jackets, and I gave different examples as to how I would elevate them with Ankara fabric, and that was actually the previous episode of this series. And then once I go through those patterns, I usually pick one of them that I actually showed to make the actual garment. The pattern that I decided to go with out of all of the spring jackets that I showcase is McCALL'S 7749. This was designed by Nikki Brooks, also known as Beauty J'adore, and she made this with the McCALL'S pattern company. And she is now under the licensee with Mimi G with Nomi Patterns. Now, the reason why I decided to use this pattern for my spring jacket is because of the length of the jacket. Although I'm still not sold on keeping it as long as it is. And that's simply just because it's a little bit too long, maybe. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I like it because of the length, and I also picked it up because it is sleeveless. For some reason, it's just something about that combination of it being long and having that coverage and length, but yet still letting, you know, my arms be exposed with whatever garment that I have underneath, and kind of giving it like a contrast. I think it's very chic. I live in northern Indiana, and I'm actually on like the state line of Michigan. So we have like colder springs. It snows for a very long time. It snows even up until April most years. Every year we used to go away on spring break to Tennessee, and we would always be driving back into snow. It never failed. So that's how I can vividly remember like how we always have snow. So because of that, I felt that the length would keep me warm, but you know, I wouldn't have to be completely snuggled and bundled up because of the sleeveless aspect. So it just kind of worked out perfect, because when it's not cold and snowing, it is sometimes warm. So you know, I just feel like the design of this garment gives me the best of both seasons. So I'll go ahead and go off into the pattern review. And again, this is McCALL'S 7749, and the pattern description is Mrs. and Children's loose fitting lined button front dresses. But clearly I didn't plan to wear this as a dress, and honestly I don't see it looking right as a dress on anyone, but that's just my opinion. To me, it just looks like a jacket or coat, whatever. The view that I made is the only view that is on the package. There's only one view, so that's what I made. The recommended fabrics are going to be your cotton blends, chino, twill, sateen, and for your lining fabrics, the fabric that I use is this beautiful and vibrant and fun 100% Ankara fabric that makes me feel so happy. I had a friend that said, "Oh, you look like a big kid." Now, if you haven't noticed, it's behind me, but I don't, you know, I didn't feel like it looks childish, but it could. I mean, I don't know, it could look juvenile, but I still love it, and I'm gonna wear it. It's so fun with all these huge bright flowers that you can see in here. So yes, but anyway, back to the fabric. I use that 100% Ankara fabric for that, and for the lining fabrics I actually had to use two different lining fabrics. I used a magenta cotton, it's 100% cotton, and I also use a purple peach skin because I didn't want to like buy any more fabric. Okay, I don't want to buy any more fabric until I use up what I had. So I used what I had in my stash, and I feel like it came together okay because the colors match the colors that are within the main Ankara fabric. So I'll kind of give you a close-up here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and take this off of the hanger, and I will unbutton this here. This is what the inside looks like. So this is like the main part of the inside. I forgot to put my tag in, but yeah, it's just regular Ankara, cotton fabric, and then the peach skin here is this purple. So I don't think it looks too weird, but I tell you what, I hate peach skin. I don't like to use the word hate, but I'm going to use it today. I hate peach skin because of how it just frays and that fluff. I had to use the little roller to get all the little pieces of lint from it up like so many different times. But yeah, again, this is what my lining look like. All right, so for the sewing skill level, the skill level is noted as average, and I would say that the rating is appropriate because of the lining and the construction of the collar. But other than that, it was pretty easy. For the notions, you will need thread, 10 buttons, 1 2-inch buckle with a prong, and 5 like metal eyelets for, you know, the prongs to be put through. And that's if you made the belt. I only used 8 buttons because I did not put the tabs at the shoulders right here. However, I do plan to add them, and the reason why is because I want this jacket or dress, whatever you want to call it, to look more like a trench. And I did not make the belt as suggested. I made a tie belt because I honestly forgot about the belt aspect and just needed to make something really quick to cinch in my waist for the photos. Because I actually, even though, you know, I've had it made, I just took photos because I wasn't well enough to go out and take them. and then it was like snowing and we had snowstorms and it's just all this other stuff. So yeah, but I do think I want to add the tabs, and I'm gonna probably do that like tomorrow, but I wanted to get the video out, and then, you know, maybe when I show the next garment and the series, then I can kind of just give you a picture of what it looks like with the tabs on there. So yeah, so for the pattern sizing, this comes in size small to extra large. The size that I cut was a size large, and the large gives a 46.5 bust, and it actually, I still had some room. Like, it wasn't like super tight. It was fitted but not tight. And I was shocked because my bust has been measuring 47. Now I did lose 10 pounds, and maybe I lost some more. I haven't gotten on the scale and look, because I felt like I was getting obsessed with looking, so I went to stop that. But yeah, it was kind of loose fitted. I do like the fit. So I had to use 8 pattern pieces. It was the front, the back, the facing, the pockets, the flap, the pocket flap, and then there's the tab, the belt, you know. So yeah, I think that was 8. But yeah, but it wasn't very many pattern pieces. The instructions, they weren't that great. They were vague in some areas. The instructions were just not good for the facing and collar portion, and after everything was sewn together, the directions did not like explain that you would need to turn the dress inside out from the bottom of the dress where it was still open. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying, but like when you are sewing facings together, a lot of times you open the whole dress up, or the whole top up, and after the collar is sewn together, and you just sew together the side seams and then you flip it inside out. I did not take any pictures or clips of what I'm saying, but if you sew with linings, you know what I'm saying. And then you just pull the dress out at the bottom. But when lining something, that's pretty much a given if you're a person that has been lining things, or it's not new to you. But if a person is venturing out for the first time with linings, they would know that. And I feel like that step should have been there. That was step from going from step 17 to 18. So, you know, that's just, you know, my thought behind it. I don't sew very many linings onto my things, and when I do, it's pretty simple. But like I said, I know enough to have known that. But at the same time, I was still like, I hope I'm doing this right, because I just, you know, whenever you do something on a regular basis, of course, it's more ingrained in your brain, and because I just don't do that frequently, it was not. So that was the only issue I would have about that. But overall, I do feel like it looks like the photo on the envelope minus the shoulder tabs. But like I said, I am going to add them because I want that feature. The things that I liked about this pattern in particular, I like that it is sleeveless and long at the same time. I already explained that, why I like that combination. I love that it has pockets, and I love this little cute pocket flap here. Where is it here? I'll show you in pictures too. But yeah, this little pocket flap that I thought was adorable, and then you can just stick your hand in your pocket. So it's basically just decoration, you know, little feature, but I like it. You know, it gives it, you know, some swag. I like the fact that it does have the belt loops for the belt. So, you know, here it is here, and there's 2 of those, and that it has buttons. And I used these buttons here. They came from Joann Fabrics. They were just in a package of 6, I believe. I don't remember the brand because I normally get ones that are just like a step cheaper, but because I wanted this size, I think I got like 6 of them for like $1.99. So, and then I can use a coupon, so we're doing good, because y'all know I don't like to spend money on buttons. So yeah, and the other thing I like about it is just the fact that I think it's just so chic. I could see this in every color. I don't know that I would do it because I don't like lining stuff, but I absolutely love it. There was nothing that I disliked about the pattern itself. I just didn't like the instructions. I felt I've done things with linings enough to know that I feel like the instructions could have been a little bit different and less cumbersome in those areas that I had issues in. But I didn't learn anything new. I didn't learn any, new techniques. I didn't have any first time experiences. Again, this fabric is 100% Ankara cotton fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. Totally me. I purchased this from House of Mami Wata from CJ. Love her. Love the shop. And I actually did not have this fabric prior to the series, but a lot of my fabrics in Ankara are kind of I don't want to say they're dark, but I didn't feel like they would fit the mold of a spring jacket. So I made this purchase intentionally for this actual garment. And I have a lot of it left. I have 2.5 yards left, so I will be using that later to make something else. I just don't know what yet. But as far as alterations or changes, I didn't make any alterations or changes. I just didn't include the tabs that I talked about on the shoulder, and I didn't make the regular belt. I made the tie belt because, like I said, I just kind of forgot about it and didn't have time when I did. But I would definitely recommend this to others. As long as you're okay with the linings, I definitely recommend it. I'm absolutely obsessed with this length. I've probably said it already 3 times with the sleeveless combination, and I just think it's fun. One other thing I like that I forgot to mention is, I believe it is called a storm flap. I love the little storm flap on the back. That's another reason why it's like, how can I call this a dress? It's got a storm flap. Isn't that what jackets have? But my opinion. But I'll put a picture in there too, but this is the little storm flap. So as far as the availability, this pattern came out in 2018. It is available on the Something Delightful website as a downloadable PDF pattern, but no longer in print. So now I'll enter a few more photos and twirls of me in my spring Ankara jacket. Okay, so that is my spring jacket, and I hope you like it. Please let me know what your thoughts are about this pattern and how you think it came out in the comment section below. You already know I love to hear your thoughts. Please make sure that you stop over to Cherie's channel if you have not done so already to see her jacket, because it is absolutely gorgeous, and she gives some really good information on how she actually created her look. So you definitely want to check that out. I am getting ready to close out this video, but before I leave, you know what I'm gonna say. Please take a pause for the calls and click the like button and the subscribe button and the great notification bell if you haven't done so already, so that you can be notified of future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all that have stuck with me, and all to the new subscribers that subscribed during my absence. I really do appreciate it. I love this platform. I love the information, and I love the friendships that I have developed over time because of this channel. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.